Welcome to another At the Net segment. I'm Connor Runyon. This week we're talking Evansville volleyball with Fernando Morales, the head coach of the Aces. Coach, I know we got a lot to get into after a long one on Friday night, but how are you doing to get your week started here?
Yeah, planning the week. I had a lot of rest yesterday, Sunday. Uh, uh, this weekend we gave the girls Monday off. They jumped and swung a lot this week, especially Friday. So hopefully they recover and we can have good practices before this weekend going to Bradley and Illinois State.
So if people missed it, a 3-hour and 44-minute match on Friday night against UIC, the longest volleyball match in NCAA history. You kind of mentioned it there that you got a lot of rest on Sunday. I mean, did you sleep all day after that marathon match on Friday night?
I didn't sleep a lot. I was thinking about the weekend, but at least I stayed at home, stayed in bed or in the sofa a lot, and tried not to watch anything. I did watch the fifth set yesterday again, but yeah, it's something, when it's happening, you don't think about it. You don't know it's gonna be the longest match. You hope. People have called me to congratulate me, and I tell them I'd rather win in three, but it's cool to be part of this history.
What did it feel like watching that match back when you watched it back yesterday? Did you have some of the same emotions and maybe some of the same fatigue that you had on Friday night?
Yeah, definitely. And it was crazy to think, it was 14-14, and you think like, oh, you still have 20 more points from each team to go in the fifth set. So yeah, it is, a lot of things you remember, a lot of points. I think at least 7 or 8 times I thought we were gonna lose it because we had to give a free ball to UIC and them being a good team, or they get a good dig and they get a swing for the win. And I was thinking like, okay, this is it. But it kept going and going, and at the end, I'm happy we could. It was an important win for us. So other than being cool, being part of history, but it was a win we needed to be back in the pack and fight for a spot in the NBC tournament.
Coach, I'm sure this is one that people are going to ask you about for years, maybe the rest of the time that you coach since you set the record. But what's the story that maybe 10 years down the line you'll tell people about the night you experienced on Friday?
I think as time goes and people ask me more, you're gonna feel more things. At the moment, like I said earlier, you don't feel it's gonna be the longest game. You don't want it to be the longest game, especially since we were up 13-10 and 14-12. So when it went extra points, my thought was we let one go. So I hope we can come back and still win it. But then after everything finishes and you watch it again and people start asking you, then that's when you get the feel and realize that how long it was and how much people, they follow it or they just saw the score and people reach out. So yeah, it was a good match. And the best part was like we were all like getting our points. It wasn't like we were making mistakes or they were making mistakes. It was a really, really good match and a really good fifth set of volleyball. So I'm happy about that.
What was the longest match you were a part of before Friday night?
I think as a player, I remember I played a final in the national team Central American games that was 25-33 the fifth set. I think that's the longest match I've been a part of.
Okay. All right. So you had a little bit of experience with going that length. How about Julia, though, Coach? Julia Cardona, she tied the Missouri Valley record with 40 kills in that win for you guys over UIC, doing it on 94 swings. So I'm guessing that the shoulder was a little bit sore on Saturday, but what did she give you as far as feedback on what her night was like being in that spot?
So after the game, she told me, I don't know how I'm going to do it tomorrow, but I'll try. Saturday, before the match, she told me surprisingly she felt good. And then she went off again for over 20 kills for over 300 hitting. She's been amazing the whole season, and she carried us that win and the whole week. She had 27, 40, and 25 kills, I think, this weekend, every game over 10 digs. So she's been carrying us and getting the load that Alondra Vasquez left us when she graduated. So she's taking over her job from last year and Alondra's kills. So she's been great for us the whole year.
Yeah, no, it's been impressive to see. Coach, you're exactly halfway through the Missouri Valley Conference schedule. You guys are right there fighting for a spot to get into the tournament. What will it take to secure that spot in the back half of the season?
I think we're playing better every weekend, and we're practicing better every day. So I think this Illinois State rally is a very important weekend for us. If we can be successful this weekend, then we have some games that we lost on the road. They come home, and I know how hard it is to come here play in mixed family fieldhouse. So we're feeling pretty good about the last stretch of the season, and knowing the work we're putting in. We think we can, get a spot in the Missouri Valley tournament. Of course, there's a lot of good teams that think the same way, but I think the way we're playing and the way we're looking at practice, we feel pretty good about
it. Coach, watching your matches this weekend, I know you guys honored some of your international players and the heritage of where they've come from. You're very global with your roster. You have some experience in the international game with the Puerto Rican national team. Where's the coolest place that volleyball's taken you?
I was just in Japan 3 weeks ago. I really like, and it was my third time because I went 2 times as a player, but this time I enjoyed it more. So it's such a different culture, and to be able to live it and learn it. Then as a player, I played. So when you play professional, you move to another country for 7 months. So Greece and Cyprus were the best cultures I lived in. People are very laid back. The food is great, and they like to enjoy life. So I really enjoyed my time in those 2 countries.
Best dish you got internationally? What was it? Best food?
I think Greek. Any Greek dish. That's a big part of because how much I love Greek and Cyprus. They're both Greek cultures, and I love their food.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for sharing, Coach. Appreciate it. Now you got me wanting to book a trip to Greece. Appreciate the time, and congrats again on setting some history and breaking some records on Friday.
Thank you. And thank you for having us.
It's Fernando Morales with Evansville Purple Aces Volleyball.